You read it right. No grammar needed to speak English fluently. If it was necessary, mad people in England would not be speaking in English so fluently. I have seen mad people in England speaking fluent English and they don't know any grammatical rules. Still, they are speaking English fluently. So today, we will talk about how you can speak English fluently without focusing too much on grammar rules. Yeah, this is the topic I am going to talk about today. So let's get started and talk about how you can become a fluent speaker without worrying too much about grammatical rules that you have to follow to become a fluent speaker in English. But before I talk about anything else, I must say that you have to try it at least for 3 months to see some result. Otherwise, you are not going to get any results. So at least try it for 3 months. Whatever I am sharing with you, try it for 3 months and you will see results yourself. So let's get started and talk about the first step that you must need to do in order to speak English fluently without focusing too much on grammar rules. So the first thing that you need to do is learn phrases, not rules. Yeah, learn phrases, not rules. Learn phrases that are being used in day-to-day life and you will develop a natural habit of speaking English fluently. Like if you learn phrases instead of memorizing grammar rules, you are observing language naturally. This is something I used to do when I was in the middle of my English fluency journey and it helped me a lot. Now I want to talk about second step that you have to take in order to speak English fluently without worrying too much about grammar rules. The second thing is think in English. If you don't know how to think in English, try to think in English because this is something that is going to help you speak English so fluently. And this is something I started lately in my journey of English fluency. And it will take time. It is not going to happen, or you will not develop the habit of thinking in English overnight. But it will happen if you try. If you try to think in English, if you try to train your mind to think in English every single day, you will develop the habit of thinking in English after some period of time. And it will take time. You have to be patient with that thing. Try to think in English. That's what I'm saying. You have to start thinking in English by naming things around you in English. Like whatever you see around you, just name that thing in English. Because your mind has been conditioned to think in your mother tongue. So whatever you are seeing right now around you, you are seeing and you are naming it in your mother tongue right now. But from now on, what I want you to do is name the things around you in English, because this way you are training your mind to think in English. And if you do it continuously for at least 1 month, you will see a huge improvement that you will have developed in thinking in English. Now let's talk about the third step that you need to follow in order to become fluent speaker without focusing too much on grammar rules. This is so powerful. This is something I used to do when I was learning English, and it alone made a huge impact on my communication skills in English. And this is something I want you to do every single day, at least for 3 months, and you will see the result yourself. This is listen and repeat, listen and copy, no matter which language you are learning. If you do it for 3 months, you will learn that language. So if you are learning English, do it. This is so powerful. I am telling you, this is so powerful. If you are watching a podcast and if you don't understand something of that podcast, I want you to pause that podcast and I want you to repeat that. If you don't understand the meaning of that thing, I want you to take help from Google and then repeat that until it gets into your mind. This is something I used to do. I swear to God, I did it a lot to become a fluent speaker in English. And I think I have become that smart at speaking English, but I have become a quite decent speaker in this language. I can articulate my thoughts well in this language. I can talk about anything, about any topic for as long as I want. So this is something that I consider to be powerful, and this is something you can do to become a fluent speaker. Now let's talk about the last step that is very important for you to follow. That is practice, not perfection. Don't try to be perfectionist at everything you do. I'm not talking only about English. Don't try to be perfectionist at everything. If you will do so, you will never able to speak English fluently. Start with broken English. You might not speak correctly. Because when I got started in 2021, I did not even know how to speak even a sentence without making some error in that sentence. So that I started from that level. I come from a Hindi medium background, so it was very hard for me to learn this language, let alone speaking in this language. So if you don't afraid of the idea of people judging you, you will learn this language quickly. So practice, but don't try to be perfectionist. Start speaking today. Start with like whatever you know, and you will speak English fluently one day. This is my promise. So in the end of this video, I want to say, if you found this video helpful, I want you to hit the like button, and I also want you to subscribe to this channel because it motivates me to make more videos. If you want more videos like this, I want you to hit the like button, and I want you to let me know in the comment section.